let's go ahead and modify or add our grid system, because otherwise we cannot use those materials that we defined and everything. So we go to edit, and when I get this list, I go to edit stories and grid systems. As I click on it, I get this dialog box or window, whatever you name it. You go straight ahead to modify show grid system. When I click on it, it gives me this large window. You can manually add any grid that you have and name them and give them the space and whatever, but I don't prefer that, so I'll just cancel, because I'm gonna show you the easier and quickest way to modify or put your own grid system. I go to quick start new grid, rectangular grids. It gives me the smaller, let's say smaller dialog. The number of grids in X direction, I want them to be 7, and number of grid lines in Y direction, I want them to be 5. The spacing, I want them both to be the same, 6 meters. And the first label in X direction, I want it to be A, left to right, so it's going to be A, B, C, D, just like that. For the Y grid labeling, it starts with 1, number 1, and I want it to go as 1, 2, 3, so from top to bottom, so I have to change that. And click OK. You see I have this small window that it shows me how my grid system will be, and if I change this one here, it shows me the spacing of each, the spacing between the grids, or this one, it's going to be cumulative. If you want to add more or you change one, the spacing of one of them is going to be easy. So if I want to do this as 2, you see the spacing between A and B is going to be 2 meters. I'm not going to change that, I'll return it as it is, but maybe I want to do this as 4. You see between C and D it's smaller, it's 4 meters, and let's do 2 and 3, 2 and 3, so it's going to be this one, 2 and 3. I changed it to 4 meters as well. You can add them and change particular things, that's easy. I'll hit OK. Maybe I want to increase the number of stories that I have. Quick add story, I'll add them all. So I have 8 stories plus the base. I added them, as you can see. There's something really useful with Etabs. I'll show you what it is, but when you modify show your story data, you see that I have the information, or let's see the data about these stories and the height of each one. You see the height, I set it as to be 3 meters, all of it, but maybe I want to change one of it. Usually the first story is going to be more of that. I'll increase this to 3.5, and you can see the elevation starts from 0 and increases to 24.5. This right here is really important and you should pay attention to it. The master story is the one that other ones will follow. So I'll just change these to no, it's not a master story. So any change I do to this one only, to the story 8, because it's a master story, I can relate the other stories that I have to that one. So maybe I want to do a particular change to story 8, or maybe I want to add a load to this one, but also it matches the loads on these other. So I will put this one as a master story, and I'll put the other ones similar to. So I'll put an example for you. Story 7 is not a master story, so I want to make it similar to. I only have story 8 as an option. Why? Because in master story the option is yes, this one is a master story, so the other ones can be similar to that master story. Let's do that again. I will set each one of these as master, similar to the master story, which is 8, except for the base. I cannot put it as a master story or make it similar to any other story. That will save me a lot of time. I will not change these. I will not even play with the colors. That's it. I can take a look at it and I'm happy with the results. Maybe if you want to increase this one to 4 meters, that's fine. So I'll hit OK and press OK. So my laptop just created, and for some reason I can't see the bubbles in here. It's kind of annoying. Let's go ahead and play with it a little bit. So we go to modify show. I'll increase it to maybe 2000 and see how it goes. Okay, there it is. I increased the size of it and it's showing right now, and it's very obvious and clear for me.